Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time of the day you're watching this video. This is Dr. Eric Tangumonkem with IEM Approach, where we inspire, equip, and motivate people to discover God's great potential in them, develop that potential, and deploy it. The reason why you are having great potential in you is because your generation has problems that need solutions, and you have been equipped and prepared and sent on earth at this particular time because you are needed, and you will be able to provide solutions based upon the gifts that are already in you. This is our third broadcast talking about faith. And I am sharing my personal walk of faith with you, hoping that it is not only going to inspire you, it will equip you and motivate you to rise up and start walking by faith so that you'll be able to reach your full potential and have an impact on your generation. We define what faith is. It is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Or it is being certain of what you hope for and sure of what you have not seen, or the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. For anything to be made manifest in the physical realm, it starts in the spiritual. And that is why I believe that faith underpins everything that we do. Our business, our marriages, our health, our productivity, every area of your life is governed by faith. I'm sharing my personal story, my experiences, and how much my faith in God has helped me to become all what I am right now. As I share my work with you, I don't want you to get distracted with the details. I'm not throwing a pity party here. It's a celebration of victory. It's a celebration of being able to witness and experience faith at work. I'm sharing the story also because stories are very powerful. They have the potential to change lives. Yesterday, I shared two stories of two people who stepped out in faith and moved to the United States, and how those stories also impacted my life. My hope of sharing my story with you is that you are going to draw inspiration from it. You are going to realize that when you have big dreams, it is possible for you to go behind them. It is possible for you to stay focused. It's possible for you to overcome all obstacles and achieve those dreams. If you are joining us for the first time, I want you to remember that I shared about receiving this idea of traveling abroad to the United States to study, but I was not having the money in the bank to execute. However, I stepped out in faith, believing that God had spoken and that he was going to fulfill that which he had revealed to me. I dropped up yesterday about the last time I went to the US Embassy to get a visa. We are going to pick the story from there, and I tell you how things unfolded. When you step out in faith, when you start pursuing your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, you are going to face obstacles. You are going to have setbacks. Those who succeed are those that stay the course. It's been said, winners don't quit and quitters don't win. If you don't quit, you are going to win. If you quit, you failed 100%. The only way to guarantee success, the only way to guarantee victory is for you to stay in the game. The other thing that came out yesterday was that you need to have your skin in the game. By this point, I had gone to the US Embassy 3 times, and I had been turned down all those 3 times. So I was preparing to go for the 4th time, and my dad told me, it's good for you to go to church and say goodbye to the congregation. I was thinking, I've been to the embassy 3 times, they've turned me down. I was going to go on a Tuesday, and we had the church service on Sunday. So the Sunday before Tuesday that I was going to go to the embassy. So I went to church, and I told the church, please pray for me. I'm going to the United States. I was not yet having the visa. I told them I was going to travel because I knew that if I got the visa on Tuesday, I was going to leave the country on Saturday. I was not going to have that opportunity again to fellowship with them because the day for school to start was the next week. So in actual fact, if I had to get into the country, I was supposed to travel on Saturday, and classes were starting the next Saturday. So there was no way for me to stay and attend another church service in the country. So we went, we did a prayer. Then the next day I went to the embassy, and I got the shock of my life because the guy was interviewing me. He called me up. I walked to the counter, and this time I was really confident because I had transferred all the money into the international bank. I had my bank statements plus the one that my uncle gave me. So I was having more than enough money that I had asked for. In actual fact, they were looking for 13 million. I was having 18 million. 10 million from my uncle, 8 million from this lady who I told you in the prior episode that opened the account in my name and put money inside. I was confident that this time around I was going to get the visa. Then the consular said something that my heart sank. He told me, you have been here many times and you've proven that you will not be able to pay for your schooling in the United States of America. I wasn't expecting that because I thought I'd brought in all the money they needed. He pulled my file, and we only had a 10 million bank statement in there. One of my bank statements was missing from my file. I was having no photocopies on me, no backup, nothing to prove to the guy that I was having what was going to take. for me to be able to study in the US. Then it occurred to me that I had to say something, and whatever I said must be right, because he was technically closing my case. At that moment, I felt the gravity of the situation. I saw my whole future flashed in front of me. It has something to do with me moving to the US and getting empowered. So I told him, "You are right. I've been here many times, and last time I came with 2 bank statements. One is obviously missing, and it was worth 8 million. He looked at me and said, "I believe you. Go get your visa." I got excited. It was ecstatic. Yes, finally, I am going to travel to the United States. I left. I was instructed to come back and get the visa the next day. I got a visa on Friday. I boarded the plane, grabbed 1 suitcase, left my wife and 1-year-old son, and headed to the United States without any scholarships, without any promises of anything. The 8 million that was put in the account, I took 3 million. Back then, it was about $2,000 something. When I showed up in the US, I had all these ideas of stories I've heard. You come to the United States, you can work in the restaurants, do dishes, be a night watch, night guard, and you'll be able to make some money and pay your way through school. Little did I know that those stories were just stories, that as an international student, life was going to get very, very difficult. It was just, I wasn't expecting what I was about to face. My wife is in Cameroon, and my son, they're dependent on me. And here am I with a loan at 10% a month. And I'm not sure of when I am going to start making any money. To know that the life in the US was going to be very challenging, I had my first shock when I landed at the airport. When I started the admission process, I'd reached out to a missionary that had worked in Cameroon some years back. I mean, back then in 2002, the internet was not as robust as we have it right now, especially in Africa. And I had exchanged a few emails with him. Unfortunately, by the time I got the visa, because of all the deniers in the embassy, we had lost communication, and he did not know I was coming. So I landed at the airport in the afternoon, and it felt strange. I saw automatic doors for the first time. I had to try them myself to have a feel of what was happening. And I came in the middle of the summer, and the sun was not setting, because usually in the tropics, by 6, the sun has set. But I came in and I was looking at my watch, and the sun was not setting. I was like, whoa, what is going on here? I was looking around to see if there was somebody at the airport to pick me. I didn't see anybody. I was lost. I tried to use the payphone to place a call, because the only number I was having on me was his number. As I kept struggling, I finally asked a gentleman to help me with his cell phone. And I was trying to talk to the missionary friend, and he was having difficulties understanding what I was saying. I just came, had a thick accent. It was not easy. So the guy whose cell phone I borrowed decided to tell the missionary that this guy just arrived from Africa. He's at the Dallas International Airport and he needs a ride to your house to figure out what his next step was going to be. Then the missionary responded, I am in Oklahoma City. That was about 3 to 4 hours drive away. And don't he know some other person who can come pick him up? I said, I don't know any other person. So he told me, you have to wait at the airport for me to come pick you. Imagine, I had just flown for more than 21 hours. I was hungry, disoriented, perplexed, and just not knowing what was happening. Homesickness was slowly creeping in, and here I had to wait at the airport for hours for my ride. I waited. Finally, he showed up and picked me, took me to his house. And the following day, I was dropped at the university. We went for the student orientation, and that is when everything came crushing on me, because we were told as international students, you can't walk off campus. For you to walk off campus, you have to stay in school for 1 year. You have to show proof of economic hardship before you can be given a work permit. Well, you can work on campus, but the jobs are scarce. And even if you get a job, they're paying you $8 an hour, and you are only allowed to work 20 hours in a week. There isn't any way whatsoever to be able to raise enough money and pay your tuition. That is the bitter truth that hit me. I went to the department and I tried to see if they could give me a scholarship. Just nothing was not working. And I started thinking, what in the world am I doing here? My tuition was more than $4,000. And I had just $2,000 on me. I've not put the cost of insurance, health insurance. I've not put the cost of renting a house. I've not put the cost of paying for my books, which was another shocker. Textbook for $120. Whoa, that was something that I was not used to. And the rent was just because I just arrived and I'll convert the money from the US dollar into my currency, franc CFA, and it was just driving me crazy. It was shocking because when I was doing my undergraduate degree, I had difficulties affording paying rent for 2,000 francs a month. I mean, 2,000 is about $4 or so, if I'm not mistaken. And here I was, and out of a sudden, I was looking at you moving from $10, $20 of rent to you're paying 200 and something. It was just not, I couldn't wrap my mind around it. I'm saying all this for you to know that you may right now be in a situation where you are feeling very, 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 very uncomfortable because you decided to answer yes to your dream, to your vision. You've taken the first step. But your circumstances right now are very, very uncomfortable. You are beginning to doubt if you did the right thing. You're beginning to doubt if you are in the right place. You're beginning to doubt if it's going to work. All what you are seeing is the impossible. You've hit a wall. I hit the wall. There wasn't much I could do because my hands were tied. I wasn't allowed to walk. There was no way for me to earn money. I had to register as a student because if I didn't, I was going to violate my visa status. When that happens, I become illegal, eligible for removal in the country. I called my wife and told her, it's difficult. Things are not what I thought they were going to be. And we did what we always do. We prayed and believed that although the situation appeared to be impossible, we were walking in obedience. God had called us to move out here. He was going to take care of us. If you don't attempt the impossible, you are not going to experience the impossible. If you don't engage in the impossible, you will never do the impossible. I always talk that we have what I call the Sith Dimension. Most people depend upon what their eyes can see, what their hands can touch, what their mouth can taste, what their ears can hear. But they forget that we have a Sith Dimension, which is a faith dimension. That which, when you put that in God, it becomes a game changer. I've said faith permeates every area of our lives. If you are a business owner, if you are a student, if you are a husband, if you are an employer, if you are an employee, whatever you do, if you learn how to unleash your faith in God, you are going to be unstoppable. I'm laying all this groundwork, sharing my worldview, sharing the place of faith in my life, because I have a lot in store for you. I've been laid off twice. I bounced back. I'm going to let you know how all this unfolded and why being a person of faith is going to set you apart. It's going to make you succeed. It's going to help you physically and spiritually. Again, I am not talking about religion. I'm talking about faith, because the definition of faith has nothing to do with being religious. Faith is being sure of what you hope for, certain of what you've not seen. Our faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. All the inventors, all the innovators, all the history makers, those that bring change, they see what others around them are not seeing. At the turn of the 20th century, Henry Ford saw the potential in the automobile. Those who did not, who thought horses and carriages was going to be the way we are going to keep doing business, before long, they were out of business. It's happening around us all the time. All the time. Businesses come and go. Why? Because some people have the ability to see what everybody else around them is not seeing. You see with the eyes of your mind And that is why faith is not blind leap. It's not a blind leap. It is not anti-science. It's not anti-intellectual. It's not anti-using your mind. Faith is that ability to be able to believe enough in what we are seeing and to take the necessary action. Most people are grounded because they don't have enough faith to take action in whatever dreams they are seeing. You have to move from the place of seeing to the place of execution. I am in the US and I am facing some insurmountable obstacles. Next time, I'm going to let you know how I was able to stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. I hope this had been some encouragement to you. Stay tuned for more. Invite other people to join us next time. I'll be on tomorrow and we'll continue this story. It's a fascinating story. It's going to inspire you, equip you, and motivate you to achieve your own dreams. Once more, it has been Dr. Eric Tangumonke with IEM Approach, where we inspire, equip, motivate people to discover God's great potential in them, develop that potential, and deploy it. You can see behind me here, I have my book here, Coming to America, A Journey of Faith. It's in French, it's in Spanish. You can find it, and we have the audiobook version as well. If you have any questions, you have my number. You can call me. Remain blessed. See you tomorrow.